I can't explain why I felt so disgusted watching dozens of people descend on an overturned truck and loot it of all the goods it carried, even while the driver and the sideman were trapped inside the cab. Up to Saturday evening, the driver was still in hospital with broken bones. I can't quite explain my revulsion, nor can I tell you what animals and imagery were drawn up before my mind from seeing this mass display of depravity. Good day. This is the 68th episode of the Franklin Speaking Jamaica podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe. We welcome and respond to your comments on the channel. Winnie Anderson Brown corrects a big general mistake, but Desmond Richards leads off this week.
Well, we are now locked into a very important debate. The country is engaged in a very important debate now, and I am talking about the constitutional reform debate. Now, the existing constitution, one of the shortcomings about that constitution, that the Jamaican people were not given an opportunity to participate in the drafting or writing of that constitution. As a matter of fact, the existing constitution is not a Jamaican constitution. And therefore, this debate taking place now must be centered on how to Jamaicanize the Constitution, how to make it our document. And therefore, this committee, the Constitutional Reform Committee, must ensure wide public participation. They must go down and meet the people, take the debate to the people so that they can have the input, the participation of the people, so that this constitution will be a Jamaican constitution. Now, we cannot sever links with the monarchy and maintain the Privy Council. So the Privy Council will have to go. And we already have in place the Caribbean Courts of Justice, which can be our final court. I know that the government, the incumbent government, is not in favor of the Caribbean Courts of Justice. But Jamaica cannot, at the moment, set up its own court. So therefore, we will have to make a decision about that. And also, that is something that must be upfront. It must go upfront and be discussed with the people. The other thing is that the people must be educated about the Constitution and what is a referendum. We just cannot go to the people asking them to vote on something that they are not aware of. So what is needed now is full public disclosure. The committee must ensure the full participation of the Jamaican people.
That's Desmond Richards, journalist and founder of Rebel Radio Jamaica. And now, frankly speaking, my commentary. I am continuing to talk about the reality of this Jamaica of contrasts and why we keep descending so much. Frankly speaking, the orgy of looting I saw Thursday morning, April 20, at the Draxhall roundabout, St. Anne, included even women, some with children on their sides, big men going by in their cars, passengers in taxis and buses. They came out grabbing and stealing a few bottles of water, cases of juice, cans of this and that, disinfectants, and so on, as they shoved aside each other, coarsely expressing satisfaction in getting at the goods. In fact, only about 300 yards from where the truck crashed and overturned, wheels up, was a small ceremony on preserving parts of Jamaican history at the Draxall or Mammy Bay water wheel. Now, bring it together. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett was one of those addressing the small gathering. One of the ringing statements Mr. Bartlett made was that the Jamaican people are the country's best attraction. You had to strain belief in the context of the looting half an hour earlier. More fundamentally, earlier in the week, Mr. Bartlett was singing the praises of the tourism industry. As I have said at least 3 times in the last 3 months or so on these podcasts, Mr. Bartlett himself deserves to take credit for what has happened with the tourism industry. First, the cocooning during COVID. The industry is flowering since then, and the fruits that are now ripe and being reaped in record numbers. Frankly speaking, tourism has done spectacularly well in the last 2 years of revival. But not so much the people and their communities from it over the years. The communities or settlements in the tourism areas are too starkly in contrast to the resorts and attractions where the people work. Some tourism workers leave homes and circumstances that are fourth world or clinging to fingernails to escape the encircling ghetto. And where the hotels don't provide transport, many workers travel in the middle passage like transport systems to work and smile. In enclaves of first world opulence that could fit into almost any world-class resort, that's where they work. It's too common, the contrast, frankly speaking. Montego Bay is called the tourism mecca, yet look at how it's hemmed in by spreading squatter settlements, in some of which are characterized by social and economic privation. They say there are some 30 squatter or informal settlements in and around Montego Bay. And the birth of them is the tourism industry that was pulling workers to serve tables and beds filled by people with hard dollars from our neighbors up north. Where's the money gone? Nor has St. Anne escaped the carbuncle. People who knew Ocherius 30 or 40 years ago will tell you that the widespread squatting in surrounding communities like Parrytown, Falklands, and even Pineapple in the heart of Ocherius, those have overtaken quiet, peaceful communities of hard-working people and order. Even the grill of more recent vintage has on its face scars tucked away from the well-ordered properties on the Norman Manley Boulevard into which the workers come every day. Frankly speaking, the tourism dollar has not spread to the communities from which the people come. Those people who help hotels and attractions earn the billions they do, and the Jamaican state, as Mr. Bartlett has said, to earn so much too. Nor do the workers get much of it either, for if they did, the communities would have more than the occasional 4 or even 6 bedroom houses in surrounding squalor and unplanned, underutilized communities. So yes, as promised, I have returned to the question that I put out there last week in looking at the desperate journeys some Jamaicans are making to run away from the rock. I asked then, is there anything happening now that will make Jamaica in 5, 10 years or more an attractive, desirable place to live? Remember, tourism is our lead industry. Of course, I will continue to provide the answers in the next podcast. And now, to Winnie Anderson Brown.
The only way to avoid errors is to say nothing, do nothing, and be nothing. So I want us to get that I am not concerned about the fact that a mistake was made. It's just to correct it. So here we go. The words on the inside cover of the exercise books marked seek. It may not be, yours may not have the hummingbird on the cover. It may have something else, although you see a picture of the one with the hummingbird on the cover. Just look on the inside cover of your exercise book and correct what is there for the plural of Governor General. The plural of Governor General is Governors General. So what I want you to do, cross out what is there. No shortcuts now. Just cross out what is there and write the words Governors General. Thank you. Teachers, please help all your students to do that. Neighbors, friends, parents, make sure that our children learn that the plural of Governor General is Governors General. Thank you very much. Children learn not only what teachers teach, they learn the things that they see. So let us all help to make sure that our students learn the English language. Thank you so much.
That's Winnie Anderson Brown, educator and health facilitator. That's it for the 68th episode of the Frankly Speaking Jamaica podcast. Please subscribe, like, and share. On behalf of Desmond Richards and Winnie Anderson Brown, I am Franklin McKnight. Until then.